Yes, big up people. Yeah, we're here, man. You know, little Sunday live. Hope everyone's blessed and that. Yes, big up people. Yes, man. Let me share this link as well. Get some people come on here. Like I said, I hope everyone's blessed. Hope everyone's doing good today. I felt to do a little stream today, man. You know, let's see if the people don't want to have a little stream today. Yeah, I'm gonna see 2 people here. That means our shit is showing up. I just got a notification myself. So it's all good. Yeah, big up everyone, man. You know. I don't know how I already see comments in the comment section so quick. I don't know if that's old or what that is, but I can see John's comment there in the comment section. Yes, big up Natty, man. Big you up all day long, my guy. I've been missing a little while, man. I keep it real with you. You don't even want to know what I've been up to. Put it that way. But I've been on a complete madness. Yeah, I've been on the missing list lately. I need to, yeah. Just put it that way. Man has been gone for a hot minute. Well, it feels like I've been gone. I went on a 5-day. I might as well tell you lot. I'll tell you lot anyway. I went on a 5-day complete mad bender, complete out of this world kind of mad thing. And I still ain't recovered. It feels like my brain is still not where it was when I started that journey. So what is going on now, man? My camera, my shit is freezing up. What is going on? Let me see if this can get resolved. Let's see if this can get resolved. You're gonna have to bear with me 2 secs, yeah? Just bear with me 2 secs. I need to resolve this. 1 sec. Back. Apologies for the technical difficulties, man. We're back. I don't know what happened there, if I'm honest with you. But I hope you lot can hear me good now. Coming through good now, man. But yeah, what's everyone been up to? Like I was saying, I've had a mad few days. Like I jumped on a vibe, and that vibe just never seemed to dead. You get what I'm saying? It's just so, yeah, man. If you know, you know, innit? And I'm now on day number 2 of recovery. But yeah, man, I've had a mad little, party, little bender session, man. And I feel like it's too much. especially when you're like you're doing certain things and it's just too much, man. Like I literally feels that part of my brain has been taken away. You know, I'm hoping I can get that shit back, fam. But yeah, like the purpose of today, just seeing. I didn't really want to put something specific in case anyone's got anything on their mind. You know, they have any certain topics they want to talk about. I've been staying totally away from current affairs. I haven't been watching the news. Anyone that has been watching the news, there's probably a few things you could tell me, but personally, I've not been watching the news. I've not been watching any of the war situation. I ain't been keeping an eye on shit. None of that. I've been keeping an eye on. Like I literally been doing a bit of YouTube, some other shit, and boy, that's it. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at with it. But yeah, we're gonna hang about, see if some people will obviously join. I'll put on some bit of background noise. You lot, tell me how the background noise is coming through. You know. Mm, 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 yeah. Yeah. Okay. Mm, mm. Yeah, Natty, I hope you've been blessed, bro. Hope you've been doing your thing. I know from when we last spoke, you've been busy. I've been busy, bro. Um, I've been doing a whole heap of madness at work, and then straight after work, been doing other things. It's just been nuts, man. It's just been nuts. Them kind of rhythms, yeah. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Summer vibes. Hope everyone having a good summer. If everyone's enjoying themselves. Got this COVID bullshit out the way. Restriction has all been eased up again. Yeah, man. Personally, I usually do my holiday thing. November, December. I've always done my holidays like that. I don't leave European countries in the summer. There's no point. Like, why are you gonna wait all year round to just leave in the summer? Makes no point. Nah, man. Stay in the UK for the summer, man. Simple as that. We fly out when it gets cold. Yeah, yeah. What's going on, Sosa, man? Yeah. Big up, Sosa. Hope you're having a good day as well. You know? Yes. You give me jokes still, can't lie. Mm. Yeah, man. If anyone's got any gossip from other channels, let me know what's been happening on other channels, man. Has there been beef there? Has it been all good there? What's been happening there, man? Even Shifa, I don't know where he's at. He's probably doing his own thing as well. You know, we'll make that link up happen later on. Mm, yeah. Ah, yes, Sosa. This is how we're moving, Sosa. You know, wicked and bad. Yeah, I don't know the thing set already. Man like John, you know. No, you can see the roof. I can show you the roof. Whenever you're ready, you can have a look at the roof. You know, the roof is there. I can switch the camera around and you can look at that building and you can see for yourself. But I've done a lot. I've done a lot on the building side, you know. But it's like to be doing building work and then doing cars as well, and it's all just long. It's like it's just long, you know. Mm. Ah, you know, sometimes like, I listen to all type of music, but sometimes the house just hits differently. Like it just hits differently. Like I can't lie, it's a mad thing. Big up Irish Flame. Hope you're blessed. Yeah, you do need proof, mate. You do need proof. Yeah. But I'm juggling many projects all at once. Many projects. You know, it's not just one thing I'm dealing with. You know, like I'm just like it's one roof and that's me and yeah, no. Many different projects. The main thing with the roof, why the roof is dragging out, it's mainly because to bring down the old panels, they weigh a ton, and it's a bit like I don't just want to drop them for them to damage and whatnot. So I got to wait to link up with another guy who's basically gonna come give me a bit of a hand, and we were gonna do it this weekend, but I kind of cancelled because I felt like this weekend I just wanted to enjoy myself. You understand? I just wanted to like go out, catch a vibe. Like I might dead any day. Why am I working every single day? You know? Yeah, jack of I swear down, jack of all trades. Wallahi Dean, jack of all trades. You have to be these days. You have to be. You know? Literally. Otherwise you can't get by. Like I remember if you look at like the 90s, yeah? The 90s you could live so good from like literally just your wage. Yeah. Anyone who remembers what it was like in the 90s, yeah? Tell me you couldn't just live good off your wage. Because I remember, like, obviously, I wasn't able to work then. I think I might have been in second, what am I saying, primary school. Um, but still, I remember, like, my parents were not struggling then. They were all right. They were all right in the 90s. It seemed like money was just flowing. And today, you can't just sit in one job. It's impossible to just sit in one job and think that that money is going to be enough. That money is going to be far from enough. Far from enough. You need to have other streams of income. It's just essential to have other streams of income. And having a stream of income can also be being self-sufficient. Whenever we talk about streams of income, people think you need to sell something. No, a stream of income could be knowing how to do your own electrics or knowing how to do your own plumbing. That's a stream of income because you're not paying someone else. Or for ladies, it could be like knowing how to do your nails. It could be knowing how to do hair. That's a stream of income because then you're not paying someone else to do it. You know, like baking, whatever. You know, yeah, live good now, eat like a king, drink like a fish, drink like a blood clot fish. Of course, you know, I agree with that. Fully agree with that. Have to enjoy life. Have to enjoy life. Can dead any day. Man like that, he had a roast dinner where you see you're talking about eating food. If you understand what I've been doing these last 5 days, now food can't touch my belly. You understand? No food can't touch my belly. Yeah, like I've been on a thing where I've been trying to feed, like, you know, like a little child that can't eat. Um, you know, I literally could not eat till about, like I said, about two. No, yesterday I could eat my first kind of like full plate. You know, it was mad, it's completely mad. So nah, man. Next week's gonna be a good week, man. I'm gonna have a Ital week next week. You know, just eat veg and healthy shit, man. Even today, I was just eating like more or less vegetables and shit. I'm trying to regain. I'm trying to like find myself. And for the longest now, I've been brushing my teeth with coconut oil. For anyone, I think I mentioned this before. For anyone who's not brushing your teeth with coconut oil, what are you doing? Like, your teeth will become so white. You see? Like, your teeth become so white. Get your white teeth, you know, and it's a good flavor as well, man. And it's good for your blood. The list goes on. List goes on, man. Yeah, man. It's time. It's time we elevate. It's time we elevate. You know, like, I'm speaking to people like their mouth has been mashed up for the longest. You know, nah, man. Start to look at natural products. There's nothing better than natural products. Literally, there's nothing better. Natural products are always going to win. And the beauty with natural products is that there's usually never a downside. You know, unnatural shit, there's always a downside. It's dead, man. Like, we're literally eating poison every day, breathing in poison, eating poison. Need to limit it as much as possible. For anyone, obviously, who's out there, you know, let me send this link out again, because I'm genuinely not pretentious, and I genuinely do not like to monologue. I'm gonna send it out there for you lot again. Jump on. Let's create a show where people actually can speak. This is not a sermon, you know. I've noticed some of the people that I think are the biggest dickheads, whether they're on YouTube. Yeah, big up, John. Share it, man. Share it. Um, you're doing the most, John, man. You're a sick guy still. Whether they're on YouTube or wherever they are, it's a bit like, come on. How can you sit there and just, speak without having anyone challenge your views? How would you, if you're speaking without having anyone challenge your views? How can you be so sure that that your views are correct? I don't think they are. You know? Yeah. Nah, you gotta keep, yeah, for real. You gotta keep your emotional and physical balance. Yeah. That's a realness. That's a realness. But I also think, to add to that, your emotional and physical balance, I would also add to that, you also need to keep your spiritual balance. You also need to keep your, when I say spiritual, if it's religion for some people, alhamdulillah, it's religion for you. If it's psychedelics for some people, big you up, big man, it's psychedelics for you, and it's just about knowing that there's more, the spirit world, call it what you will, but there's more to this world than what you can just see in front of you. There's no questions about that. And I believe you need to keep all of them thing there in check. You need to keep all of them thing there in check. Your spiritual well-being is essential. um I've looked into my spiritual side. Many years ago, I believe religion was the way, where it was gonna what was gonna take me, to get more of a spiritual oneness to whatever, energy, or to whatever's going on. Um, but I'll be honest, these days I get more from psychedelics. That I keep it real with you. I don't know how many of you that have tried any psychedelics or anything like that. Um, But I would say a good place to start is obviously like mushrooms and stuff like that. And then so many, you know what it is? So many people actually scared of mushrooms. I keep it real with you. So many people are scared of them, and they work differently with different people. Um, like the last time I tried it, I was with a person, and the fucking person was vibrating. I tell you, no lie. Like I'm looking at the person, and the person is vibrating. You know, it's a complete madness. I'm looking at their skin. Their skin is vibrating. Um, yeah, man. It's a next thing. It's a next thing. Um, yeah, complete madness. And the funny thing is as well, it's like when I'm looking at this female, because obviously like we probably planned that, like, you know, shit's gonna go down, we're gonna bang whatever. And I'm looking at this female, and I can't get my mind right, because where she's vibrating, um no, I haven't turned. No, John, I haven't really turned from religion. But my problem is that whenever we discuss religion or anything like that, it's like, especially when it comes to like you know, talking about anything spiritual, it's a bit like I struggle with people who tell me whatever it says in this book must be true. You can only go by this. Whatever it says in this book must be true. That's when I'm out. I can't just sit there listening to you telling me it's exactly how they wrote in this book. There's only one way. One way. No, how can it be one way? There's got to be more than one way. It might be two ways. Might be three ways. Can't just be one way. You understand? Can't just be one. I don't think it can just be one way. You know, you say you know, God is so multifaceted. It can't just be one way. It's got to be more than one way. And I'm sure we can't summarize God in a book. How about that? I don't think we can summarize him in a book. So for me, I believe it's more of a personal experience. You know, that when you start looking into spirituality and the meaning of the universe and all of these things, I quickly come to the conclusion that there's so many things that I can observe. Like I just said to you, I have seen another human being's vibration. I've seen it with my own eyes. With my own eyes, I've sat next to them, and the female is vibrating. You understand? She's fucking vibrating. All her skin is vibrating, and it's just a madness, because you know, I'm thinking, what's going on? Like, what is that? What is actually happening here? Um, so yeah, man, it just tells me that there's so much more to this world than we can comprehend. So much more to this world. Um, and they actually say that, you know, atoms, an atom, it cannot be. So basically, if you bump into a table, let's say you're walking and you bump into a table, or you bump into wherever you bump into, yeah, the atoms will move. They won't crush into each other. In a sense, they will bounce off each other. So when I'm saying to you now that I've seen a human who's actually vibrating, and when you're looking at the science behind that, it kind of lets me know that that shit was probably happening. That shit probably did happen, you know. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at with it now. And so many religious people will never ever try any mind altering drugs to go there. Most of them won't try it because they're told specifically, don't try it. But if you're not gonna try it, you're not gonna know where it's gonna take you. You know, vibrating, Galdem. I mean, I have blood clot mean. That's what it was. That's literally what it was. You know. And another thing as well, whenever I jump on these things, if I jump on these things with a female, yeah, all that's gonna happen that night is that I'm just gonna be there hugging and cuddling with that woman. That's all that's gonna happen. You understand? That's all that's gonna happen. I turn into that kind of song. That's how I become if I jump on any of them, you know, sort of things. Um, Actually, since we're on the topic, yeah, exactly. She's probably got a toy in it. Most females do have a toy. But to be fair, them toys, I actually believe that them toys that them females use, they ruin them. A lot of the times, they absolutely ruin them to the point where they don't get no good feeling from the real thing. That's a whole nother story. But you know, I know that some females have definitely been destroyed, been broken by them toys. Um, Yeah, man. You know, just ramming yourself out, and then you're trying to go with a real man, and nothing don't make sense no more. Yeah, that don't make sense. Cause you know what, like I know myself. Gel times. Like I'm there, and I'm there using like gel socks, the thickest gel socks, and I'm just yanking the shit out of it. Bang, 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 bang. You understand? Like that's a complete madness. That's a complete madness. You know, how am I supposed to be? How is man just there, knocking one out in gel socks, and it's a bit like I expect to have any sort of sensation. Nah, sensation done after that, man. Sensation done after that. You know, you just mess yourself up. I think the best thing to do is to, you know, practice abstinence and have real life intercourse, male, female. I think anything else is just it's not the one, man. It's really not the one. Um, yeah, yeah. Everyone loves my head, man. Everyone loves my head. You know, yeah, man. Knocking one out, yeah. That's how it is. That's literally how it is. You know, I've suffered. I lived a fucking hard life, man. Hard life. But I wouldn't change nothing though. It's taught me so many. Yeah, herbs is a number one wanker anyway, man. I think he's done quite a long bird as well. You know, done a very long sentence. You know, so he's been through all that pain, man. It's not the one. It's not the one, man. It's really not the one. You gotta be out here having freedom, enjoying your life, man. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do, I'll probably give I'll give everyone opportunity to see what everyone's up to. Like I said, I've got a few things we can obviously what's it? We all should live and learn. We should all definitely live and learn. I fully agree with that. It's there has to be growth. There has to be growth. You know, has to be growth. Even through pain, there is fucking growth. You know, like even through going through immense pain, like losing people, death, you know, breaking up in relationships, there is so much to learn. You know, going through a divorce, you know, or whether it weren't even the point where you were married, whether you're just breaking up with someone, it's painful, man. It's shit that you gotta go through, especially if you both had feelings for each other. It's terrible, but when you do sort of split up with a person, I think one of the best things is that you learn that this person was shit from the beginning. They were never nothing from the beginning. You know, sometimes you can see how poor the relationship was. You know, how much of a shit woman she actually was. You get what I'm saying? And then things become a lot easier. You know. You know what, John? I do, I do, but I don't have any. No, I don't actually. I don't have a Discord. That's the absolute truth. I don't have a Discord. My associates have Discord, but I haven't. I don't know where they are. But they got life as well. They got to live their life. They got to do what they're doing. Um, you know. So when they're obviously missing, I'm thinking they're out there, they're having fun, they're doing whatever they're doing. So that's a blessed thing. Um, so yeah, like Schiffer's got it. I know Tasha's got it. Who else has got it? There's a few people that got it. And they usually send shit about. But then also at the same time, it all goes out on YouTube anyway. So you can see it. You can see it on YouTube and whatnot. Like I don't think this channel is all striked up yet, where we're shadow banned to the max or anything. Let me turn it up, man. Let me turn it up. Tell me when the volume's cool. Ah, yeah, man. Well, you like these kind of tunes, yeah? You're a house man. Mm-mm-mm. It was more just I thought this playlist is probably copyrighted to the max, but I thought it's probably the tunes are not that. Nah, it probably is copyrighted to the max, but who gives a shit? I'll make I'll make YouTube have to be on point. Can you hear it better now? John, I know, John, I know. We do need to. We do need to. We need to have like a bit of a sit down, workout exactly what we're gonna do and whatnot. But I think I don't know. I don't know what the right way to go is. I really don't know. You know. All right, good. You can hear it properly. Good. Yeah, we do need to do a bit of promotion, man. But it'll come. It'll come. You know, I've seen other channels how long it took for them to really kick off. So I know it can be like this. You know. But when it takes off, it'll take off. Like I said, we've obviously decided that once it gets a bit bigger, you know what? I'll tell you a few things. There's there's a few big like celebrity guests that obviously like we have like one of our panelists that come in. He actually knows them. He knows a few famous people because he's obviously a little bit in the industry. So once the channel gets a bit bigger, we didn't want to invite someone to like a small channel. But once the channel gets a bit bigger, we will do. Um, and like I've been screaming from day one, eventually it's gonna get to the point of paid promotion. You know? What happened to your ear? Oh shit! No, this is a mic. This is a thing. This is a thing here, man. Microphone. Yeah, yeah. Big up, Phil. Hope you're blessed. Hope you're doing good. Hope you had a good Sunday. You know, and as long as everyone is welcome here. Any topic, anything you want to bring to light, even if you just want to come in there and take the piss out of someone, you're welcome. Do you understand? Like, we can go multiple directions. This is not a place where one person is supposed to have any authority. What's the point? It just becomes dead like that. You know? No one has total authority here. That's the way we decided to keep it, you know? My ear. Yeah. Normal ear, man. Yeah. Okay, big up, Rose Stella. Big you up, man. You're new here. So tell us a bit about yourself. Obviously, female, I'm guessing. Yeah, man, let us know who you are. You know, what kind of things are you into? You know, what would you watch? You watch current affairs? You know, what do you do to entertain yourself? You know, yourself. Let us know so we can get an idea, man. God bless America. God bless America indeed. Yeah, I agree, man. I fully agree. Paylu's dangerous. Dangerous. Yeah. Fuck me, man. But to be honest with you, I always knew what Paylu was like from way back in the day. So it weren't nothing new to me. Weren't nothing new to me to see what he's like. He's like a fucking pit bull that's grabbed a bone or something once he locks into something. Yeah, man. Very strong debater. You know. It's nice to have, you know, strong debaters around, man. Yeah, you see, I ask a lot, Rose. I ask a lot. There's a reason why I ask a lot. There's a reason why I ask a lot. You know? Does Mason things. Ah, that's a violation, man. I'm not even gonna comment on that. I'm not even gonna comment on that. To be fair, Pelu was not pushing. He was not pushing ADOS in the same way other people were. I think he was pushing it from a lot more genuine stance, a lot more genuine. So big him up, man. Big him up. Yeah, exactly. You're from Sierra Leone. Yeah, big up the African man, them. You know. Mm, yeah, man. It's the motherland right there. You know. One of my Nigerian friends just got himself his Sierra Leone wife. You know. I forgot what the capital was called again. Never remember. But yeah, he just got himself a wife from Sierra Leone. You know? Bang, bang. You know what it is? With house music, you can't stay still sometimes. That's why I gotta big it up. Because it's like I won't necessarily listen to it when like I'm just kicking back. Because I don't feel like it's a kickback kind of thing. It's more of a like you just want to move in that kind of vibe, you know? Man like Mr. Pelu, you know? Oh shit. I put my headphones in, man.
Yeah, hello.
What are
Can
you
you hear me?
saying, my brother?
No, no,
Yeah,
I wasn't
loud
saying
and
nothing.
clear.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? Yeah. Oh yeah. So we're Schiffer because I stopped coming on because of Schiffer because one time he put my he put he put me in the back or put me on mute or something and I
Hey,
stopped
fuck
coming.
that nigga, man. Fuck that nigga. That same day, it's like I don't know if you actually. I've been saying it on a few streams because I was hoping that you was gonna hear it. I jumped off because he done the same thing to me. Do you understand? That's why I jumped off. So I said to myself, okay, you wanna mute me and you wanna do all of these things. I said that's why I jumped off. But I'm a kind of person where it happened, blah 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 blah. We all know what the situation is. People get pissed off, whatever. And I mean, I 100% I can say here live. I thought it was 100% wrong because he done it because he was getting the better of him, and I don't care in it. That's my opinion, you know. So whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the reason why you haven't seen me
yeah,
because I felt some type of way when you did that.
yeah.
I was like, I mean, and the thing about me is that look, thing about me is that when I come on, like I come on to really support, and I'm a serious person. So
Yes.
so the way I look at it, I don't need to treat me like
It
I'm
was
just a random
ego.
person.
It was
You know what
ego.
I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm a serious contributor. You know what I'm trying to say? So I should be
of
treated like a
course.
serious contributor. Yeah.
Listen, put it this way: as far as I can do, you'll always be taken as the most serious thing. But he done it to me as well. He done it to me. He's done it to me many times, and I can either start to get like I can either get upset about it or I can just think, fuck it, man. He just done what he done. Like you see, like lately, even in like my real life and whatever, I've seen so much bullshit and drama. It's just like I just let things go these days, man. You know, I just literally let things go. Oh, big up Palin, man. I've seen you 100 times, but big you up still, man. I have to say, there's a certain authenticity with someone you're talking the most shit, but you'll never put nothing behind it. It's kind of like, does that make sense? It's a bit like it's completely. No, I can't take your words if you're just a complete avatar. You're refusing to share any information about yourself. So what is real about you then? Because your foundations are all fake.
Yep.
All fake. You know, it's like for the longest, even like trolls have been saying to me, I'm gonna catch you on the road, I'm gonna do this. No one ever catches me on the road. You understand? No one ever stops me or does anything to me. People are scared as mouses in real life. You understand? But
Yeah.
so yeah, man. But with the Schiffer situation, don't watch that too much. But the thing is, you got him hard, didn't it? Like you got him hard. and it was it was. He's gonna probably not like that I'm saying that, but I have to be honest. I think you absolutely fucked shit up that day, and it was what it was. It just was what it was. I mean, I like sometimes losing. I haven't got a clean slate. I'm not no Mayweather. I've lost many times as well, but I've learned from when I've lost. Do you understand? There's been times
Yeah.
people have just shut me down with information, and they've converted me on the spot. It happens. Hey ho, it happens, man. You know, don't bother me. So I would say don't worry about that at all. Shifa, like he's a good person, man. When you really start to look into him, like he's a good guy. But that day, he just felt like he was too on top, and he did what he did, man. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so that's yeah, yeah. Hold on. Hey, wait. Anyway, hold on. Okay, I can't be too loud. Hold on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Do your thing.
No, only because
Um,
I'm at work, so I'm trying to be
I,
quiet. Yeah. So, but hey, we still cool. I'm still watching, but I'm the type of person like if you put me if you put me on silent,
it's a big
even Jedi,
violation.
even Jedi, right? The one time
Yeah,
the one time he put me on silent and he took me off the panel, I never came back on the
yeah.
show again. I haven't been on the show for months because he did that.
Wow. Good.
That's my policy.
Yeah,
If you put me on silent or for no
yeah,
reason, you put me on silent or you put me in the back or something like that,
yeah.
I never come back. That's my
Hey,
policy.
look, you know what it is. One thing with me, yeah, I'm not no little snake. I'm not shady. I'm saying this is live. I'm saying this live. If he hears it, he hears it. I'm telling you, innit? You won. You got the better of him. He shouldn't have done that. It was wrong. Like I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna speak for other people, but I know other people agree with me as well. You understand? If they wanna vocalize that they believe what I believe, they can vocalize that. But I've spoke with another person, and he has said to me that was wrong. So you know what it is. You don't need to worry about the how things look or how things come across, because if something is wrong, people will pick up on it. They're gonna say that's not right. You understand? What you're having a conversation, and you're now meant to be restricted because of the information that you're putting out there. No, you're sick. You're a sick guy, Paley, man. I rate you fully. Like you're part of the elite. Everyone knows that. It's no secret. So that's how it's gonna go. If you're sparring with Pelu, you might take a win, but you're gonna take a few losses. God damn, that's what it is, isn't it? Let's say it how it
Yep,
is.
yep, yep.
It's no big deal, and I've come to peace with that. I'm happy with that. Um, I would like for there to become bigger and stronger people, because you're never gonna have bigger and stronger people and hardcore debaters and knowledgeable people if you keep cutting them off. If you keep destroying them as soon as they come along, it's just gonna be you and your ego. You need to let these people flourish. You know, that's the only way.
Yep.
Yeah. So you know what I wouldn't do? I understand you got morals, and there's nothing better than a man that's got principle. I wouldn't even look into it too much, because that's his loss, not your loss. You understand? That's not one bit your loss. You ain't done nothing where you need to feel any type of way about. This is open stage for everyone to kind of talk and whatnot. And just to answer John's question, because I know there's a bit of confusion here. Yeah, there are quite a few people behind this channel. We have done it like that specifically. I do not hold any certain control. I can't say you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. I can't say that. Yeah, we specifically done it like this, so to make sure it can be open and free. Because otherwise it's gonna turn into an echo chamber. People are gonna be saying the same thing. Oh, it's gonna be one direction, or you understand? I don't want that. I want it to be open. I want people to be able to come here. A bit like G Block. I'd say a bit like G Block. I want it to be. I
Yep.
want it to be where you just come on there. The host don't really get too involved. Blah 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 blah. Unless it goes crazy, then the host is not going to get involved. You lot just sort out whatever you want to sort out. That's the only way it's going to be fair. Because so many times I've been to different places, yeah, and I can't even put across my point. I'm putting my point across. It's factual. I've got evidence to prove it, but yet still you won't let me put across my point because your ignorance and your self ego will not allow it. But me, literally, I've let go of ego. I do not care anymore. I do not care about if people would say, that's a loss. I don't care about none of that anymore. Because
Hey,
I'm all
hey,
about the information.
where your family from originally?
Oh, I might as well give you the exclusive. I'm from Guinea-Bissau. No,
Oh, bro, you
no,
from Guinea-Bissau?
yeah,
Oh,
no,
good,
no,
good.
nothing with that. Yeah, like I'm not gonna, all the exclusives might as well be on this platform. Why should it be on someone else's platform? There you go. People ask me all the time, and because I feel like I answer the question so many times, it's like sometimes I just play around and joke. But no, that's where I'm from. It's a small place. You
No,
might
I
know
like
where it is.
Guinea-Bissau. Is
It's
near
next
Sierra
to Gambia.
Leone? Is near Sierra
It's
Leone? Isn't it?
Gambia.
Is near Sierra
It's
Leone?
but they are all literally so close. It's all,
Yeah,
you understand?
Guinea-Bissau is right next to Sierra Leone because look, right north of Sierra Leone is Guinea, and then you have Guinea-Bissau. It's right.
Brother, I'm
It's
saying
not
to you,
that
it's all the
far.
same thing. It's all the same thing. I believe that obviously all of these divisions, it's more just Mali. It was Mali Empire at one stage. You understand? It was more just a oneness. I believe it was more a oneness, a tribal people that were more connected than it is now. Obviously, Guinea-Bissau, they were heavily influenced by the Portuguese, and you go there and you got Portuguese statues and all of this and all of that. Um, but it is what it is. Whatever little culture we can keep, we have. You understand? And if you want to get specific, it's Mandinka. It's where
You,
it stems back
oh,
to.
oh, so it's like does your family speak Mandinka? That's the family language. Your family is you from the Mandinka tribe?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, yeah, man. So that's what it is. You always gotta be proud of where you're from, man. Can't deny it. Should never deny where you're from, man. Whenever someone
I,
asks me, the people that don't know, I always just say, "Do you know what Gambia is?" And if I say Gambia, they usually kind of understand what I'm talking about. Because some people don't know if it's north, east, south, west, central. Some people don't have a clue, you know. But yeah, that's where it's at, man. Small little place. It's got a lot of history there. You know, uh, you know, got some
that's
pirate
crazy.
people there as well.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I got cousins that are Mandingo. I got cousins that are Mandingo because
Yeah,
my grandma, she got like a half sister because my great grandmother, her other husband, her second husband, after she left, my great grandfather was Mandingo. So I got some like relatives that are part of that tribe.
there you go. There you go. Big them up. Yeah, man. That's where it's at. You know. And this is why, to a certain extent, I realized a long time ago, I always have a soft spot for my only because it reminded me of days. I've always got a soft spot for my American brothers because to know who you are is so special, man. Like you can't just be black or you can't just be white or whatever and have no information. That must be a horrible way to be. You understand? Like to be able to go and know granddad, great granddad, and understand where your people come from, have a story behind it. There's nothing better than that, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. You know. John, to answer your question, he's got Mandingo cousin. Everyone that hears Mandingo, I know what they're thinking straight away. Whenever you say that, they think Mandingo, Mandingo. You understand? It automatically, it automatically comes into their head, But I think there's a bit of a difference there. I think there's actually a bit of a difference there between,
No, no, Mandingo is
you know,
actually for everybody listening. Mandingo is an actual tribe. It's a tribe. It's like
yeah,
they come from Mali originally, but the reason why it spread far away because of the Mali Empire, because the Mali had a big empire. So the Mandingos, who were the head of the Mali Empire, they spread and their culture spread throughout West Africa because of the Mali Empire.
yeah, yeah. That's correct, man. But I know what certain people they were watching a bit too much Pornhub and stuff like that. That's why they get excited when they hear that thing. But it's you know what, to be fair, when we look at tribes and whatnot, I don't like to say too much, because especially with my Nigerian brothers, they love to talk about Igbo and Yoruba and all of these things. But when you start to realize Mandinka and the impact they have, and the mark that they left, I think a lot of people are going to be upset. I think a lot of people are going to be very
No, no,
shocked
because look,
at the
okay,
impact.
okay, even in the Yoruba language, right? In the Yoruba language, Islam, right, was traditionally called Esin Imale, right? And Esin
Oh
Imale
shit.
means the religion of Mali, and the reason is because that's the lens through which Islam came to West Africa, was through the Mali Empire. So in the influence of Mali and Timbuktu and those places, that's the base. That's like Timbuktu and Mali. Like Timbuktu is like basically the West Africa's version of Rome. You know what I'm saying? That's like
Yes.
that's like the cradle of West African civilization.
100%. 100%. Yes. Yes. Yeah. No, I know. That's at one stage, it was the hub of um, intelligence, and the historical importance of that place is astronomical. It's a fact. But I think in the modern age, I think obviously the claim that Nigeria put forward is that we are the biggest city in the whole of Africa. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like we are. If you look at Africa, then Nigeria would be the capital. It's a bit like that.
Yeah, because it's the
Um,
biggest place, but even though it's big, it's still very unorganized. They're very unorganized, and they have
yeah,
security problems. There are a lot of security problems. Like they got these
huge.
herders. Yeah, so it's like like for example, I wouldn't want to go live in Nigeria because the security problems are. I mean, I wouldn't want to just. I mean, Nigeria is big and got oil, but that's about it.
What do you think about obviously the Fulani and the demonization of the Fulani people? What's do you have you kept an eye on that? Do you know what that's really about?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think it's very true though. I mean, if you have people
Oh,
who
you
are
think it's
terrorizing,
true?
yeah, yeah, I think it's true.
Okay, all right.
And I have nothing against Fulani because look, I'm part
Yeah.
Fulani myself. I'm actually part
Yes.
Fulani. I'm part Fulani
Yes.
myself. I have a Fulani. I have I have a great grandmother was Fulani. I'm actually part Fulani, but
Okay.
I have nothing against Fulanis in general, but
Yes.
but 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 if you if, but what they're doing in that country in terms of having those herders come and kill people and do all this stuff. I mean,
I
I
know, but
mean,
specifically that's what they're saying on the news. I mean, where, because you know what, you hit the nail on the head. So you've heard the exact information that I've heard, yeah? So, okay, this is being pushed out there. Is this true, though? Because if it is true, it's terrible, but is it true? This is where
I
this
think
is
it's
where
true.
I'm at
I
with
think
this.
it's true. No, I think it's true. I really think it's true. I think it's true. They're really doing that. I really think.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I really think they're doing that.
So they're, they're
Yeah,
behaving like crazy people then. What the hell are they up to?
it's simple because they want to take over the country. They want to take over the whole country because you have to understand. Okay, they already took over the north. You know what I'm saying? They took over the northern areas already from a long time
Yeah.
ago, right? In the time of Osman Dan Fodio, right, when they had the Fulani jihads and they took over the
Yep.
Hausa city states. So now
Yes.
they want to extend that to the whole country. But to me, it's a terrible idea what they're doing because they're going to force secession. They're going to force it, but the way they do it, like they do it little by little. So they're trying to do enough. They're not trying to do too much to where the South has to break away, but they're trying to,
Yeah.
they attack, then pull back, attack, then
Okay.
pull back, attack, then
So
pull back. Hmm?
yeah, no, no, no. But yeah, I mean, obviously on like a political level, they're doing stuff as well. But like if there's like a small thing, like let's say a farmer has had his stock stolen or something, they always put on the news is Fulani. Fulani have done this. It's like every a motorbike is stolen, then it's Fulani, and that for me just became a little bit like what the hell. Are you guys dividing each other? Like, why is everything full on?
No, it's not about the
You know?
motorbikes. If it was just about motorbikes, we never made this so much news. It's about the literal. It's people are getting killed. They're actually killing people.
Okay.
That's like
Okay.
murders. Okay, because first of all, even between them, they rob each other more. Okay, the people in the South do the most robberies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Southerners, they do it all robbery like crazy. So that's not even the main issue. It's mainly just the herders are coming to terrorize people.
Okay. I understand. So, but what I thought initially when I heard of this, I thought this was an attack on Islam. That's how I read it. I said this is an attack on Islam because this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to use a certain people, and then when you look at the people, you work out. Okay, so this is once again Islam under fire. But maybe I was wrong.
No, no, I don't think this is Islam. I don't think this is Islam on the fire. I think this is particularly is this is just it's not. I don't think it's necessarily Islam. It's more of a Pacific tribal thing, and people are using these herdsmen. I mean, these herdsmen are there, and they're not being because look, because if you look at the demographics, and you look at who's in charge now and all the stuff right there, right? If it was the opposite way, if it was the opposite
Yeah,
way, if they had if they had some Southerners in the North going killing Northerners, it would have
yeah.
the government would have responded because why isn't the government protecting these people from these herders? Is something going on? I think Buhari and all them are purposely not prosecuting these people because they have an
He's
agenda
a
because they're
gangster.
Fulani.
They're gangsters anyway. We know this.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a gang. So yeah, it's basically a gangster, but the tribe that's mainly being implicated are Fulanis because they're having their herdsmen come in and kill people. So it's like so it's like to me it's one of the things where it's not in. I mean, you might say it's attack on Islam, but if people are really doing terrorism, they need to be attacked. Like terrorism is not a good thing. Like me, I'm totally against terrorism. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you hear me on most things, you always hear me disputing Al Sunnah wal Jamaat. You know that, and that's the reason. That's the main reason why I'm always going so hard against Al Sunnah wal Jamaat because of the terrorism. If they weren't doing so much terrorism, I wouldn't be going so hard against them. But they're always implicating terrorism.
Yes. Yeah. I hear you. I mean, to be honest with you, it was nice to get the information from you. Like I said, I genuinely believed it was more propaganda. I didn't actually believe that it was real. And I just thought to myself, okay, how horrible must it be in today's modern age to be a Fulani? Because it seems like from every angle, you guys are either criticized or whatever. But if you're saying there's no smoke without fire, I hear that. And you know, if they need to sort themselves out, or if they need to look into what the hell they got going on, if they got bad leadership, or whatever the case might be, well, I hope they sort themselves out because yeah, it's a shame. We were actually so what we were doing, like me and one of my Nigerian guys, we were importing cars into Nigeria, and just recently, like not an SUV, just a normal car. They want around, let's say dollars, so you understand, or pound and dollars are very similar, but they want roughly around 2,000 dollars to import a car. It's gone up. It's gone up crazy now. And I'm just looking at all of these things, and my Nigerian friend is saying to me, "So we can't see any infrastructure. They're not building anything. Things are still a mess." So I mean, I think the level of corruption that is still going on there. I think that is what's holding that place back. I don't believe we can just blame everything on a set group, or say
No, no,
it's
no,
because of
no.
this.
Oh, no, no. That it's many different factors, right?
Yeah,
But if you talk about why people are criticizing the Fulanis about the terrorism, yeah, if you're having actual people who terrorizing people, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it is an attack on Islam, but if Muslims are actually doing terroristic acts, then first you have the
yeah,
herders, right? You already know about the herders, and then you also have Boko Haram. You have all these
yeah,
things happening. Is like at the same time. like you have to be reasonable. You have to say like people, people. If people
Yeah.
see these things coming from your area, they're gonna be like, "What's going on with your people? Like, why are your people coming around killing us in their herdsmen?
Yes.
Like, why you have Boko Haram? Like people are gonna ask questions. You can't if when people come up missing, when people come up missing, when people come up dead, when the girls come up kidnapped, you know what I'm saying? People are gonna
Yeah.
ask questions. You know, people are gonna ask questions like, why is this happening? So you
No,
know,
you're right.
so
You're right. You're right.
yeah.
But even like, see, the thing is, I don't want to be one of them people that's skeptical about everything, because I personally myself can't stand people that are just skeptical about everything. But even Boko Haram, I had my. I'm not really sure if I've decided, if I, the authenticity of who created Boko. I just don't know yet, because I mean, if we look at Al Qaeda and other world-renowned groups that all made it onto the news, we found out afterwards, what the truth was. We found out that they, who created them and all the rest of it. And I'm just thinking, I hope Boko Haram and this whole situation, what was being reported, it's not just going to be the same situation that we find out that it was all just a big setup. Because I remember that story when it broke with Boko Haram. They took a whole school bus, didn't they, or there's something like that. They took, a huge amount of children.
They
Um,
took all them girls. They took a bunch of girls. It
yeah,
took like a bunch of girls, like
I
all
know, I
girls.
know. I'm sure it was it up in the hundreds even. I think it was. It might even been up to like. I think it was, but it
I
was,
don't know
yeah.
how. I forgot the number. I don't know how many, but it was a lot.
And what did they do? I think they took
And they
them,
were
and then it
taking
was
pictures
forced
of it.
conversion, right?
Yeah, and they publicized it too. They publicized it,
Yeah.
and the Boko Haram also claimed to have allegiance to ISIS. So they themselves publicized and said we're not part of ISIS. That's what they said. They said they're ISIS. They gave the symbol. They gave the bayah to ISIS. So it's like then this is what they did on public. They publicly did that.
That's
So
crazy.
if you publicly associate yourself with ISIS, like what are people gonna think about you?
Okay. Okay. No, I hear that, but then, to my knowledge, obviously ISIS. I thought that was made by the CIA. I could be. I haven't looked into it too deep, but if we're looking at ISIS and all these groups, I thought they were CIA, um, ran by the CIA.
I
That's
mean, I mean,
I don't know.
like for example, I believe Al Qaeda was Al Qaeda. See, look, ISIS is an offshoot. No. See, look,
Yeah.
I think Al Qaeda more. Al Qaeda, yes, I think Al Qaeda was definitely CIA agents, right? But then you have these offshoots and these mutant. See what ISIS was? It was a mutation of all the stuff that was going on before. You know what I'm saying? Especially
Okay.
when Iraq fell and then they had problems with Assad in Syria. So basically, ISIS would
Okay.
happen. I think ISIS would happen is when it got out of control and it mutated. You know what I'm saying? Because you understand,
Yes.
because look, because like I'm gonna give you an example. Like right now, I got some Discord groups, right? And I got some young kids
Yes.
on some of my other Discord groups, right? And a lot of them, they really do support ISIS. There's a lot of people, especially in England. I noticed that a
Yeah.
lot of a lot of these Sunni kids in England, they really support these ISIS and Al Qaeda.
I
They
know.
really
I
believe in
know.
their ideology.
I know.
Like if I didn't personally see it, I would understand. But I actually know a
But can
lot of
can you blame
people
them
who really
to a
believe
certain
in
extent?
ISIS ideology.
I think
ISIS is
when
heroes to a lot of people,
yeah,
unfortunately.
I know, but I think the reason ISIS become heroes to other people is because they are the opposition to the to what's going on. So they become the natural heroes. They become the natural opposition. That I don't think that's strange. So a lot of people, I've had this conversation with other people. They say to me, "Oh, this person clearly supports ISIS." We had in Speaker's Corner, we had that little short black guy. I forgot his name, and he always used to be there, and clearly an ISIS supporter, open ISIS supporter. He says if you criticize him, he'll say his views on it. And I think the reason people are so open in some sense about supporting ISIS is because of what they see going on. If you are sending um, you know bombs, and you're doing all of these things, and you're allowing certain things to happen, the Gaza Strip, and the list goes on. There's so many situations, of injustice. There's going to be some people that say, I do support ISIS. I see them as freedom fighters. So I've come across this before. I've come across this quite a few times. Um, personally, I don't believe in terrorism or war as a form of solution, but there is definitely a lot of people out there that would say, yeah, I support ISIS because I see them as the freedom fighters. I see them as the movers of peace. So it's a funny situation, but it's not the first time I heard of it either. And when it first did come to my attention that there's normal people that live around you day to day, that are ISIS supporters, it might have been shocking. But to me, nowadays, it's not shocking anymore. It's totally understandable.
Yeah,
You
but
know, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, it's not shocking. But guess what? Of those people who support it, some of them actually go there and join. So what I'm trying to say, ISIS is a real thing. There's people who
Of
really
course it is.
who really join up and join these things. They
I
got
know
real
people that have
recruitment.
gone. How about that? Most people, I don't know what it's like in America, but most people in the UK, in like schools and stuff, everyone will know someone who's gone. That's the kind of state of things in Europe. Someone will know someone who's gone. Like I know people have gone there, have died, and blah 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 blah. It's actually become quite normal. You know, is that the same case in America?
No, no,
You know,
no, no,
it's
not
not
at all.
exactly. It's a lot more restricted
Cause,
there. You
yeah,
you they
because
take your ass to Guantanamo if you do that.
yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. Because America don't play as much as Britain does. America doesn't play as
Nah.
much with those type of stuff. So it's harder to. You're not gonna be able to get away with that in America. You're not gonna be able. And American society is just different. American society is just different. American society is like they don't play that stuff in American society. I'm not saying American society is perfect for,
Yeah.
for certain things,
No, I
and
know. I know they
they
don't.
don't play it. Yeah, yeah.
Also as well, personally, I have been stopped. I think I've been stopped at least 2 or 3 times. I think once I was going to Turkey. When I went to Turkey, they obviously questioned me, and also I was going to Egypt. No, I wasn't going to Egypt. I was going to Tunisia, and they questioned me. And yeah, they pull you in, and yeah, they just, I don't know, they just ask you a million questions, and you just got to satisfy them that you're not going out there. Um, I don't
Let me ask
know
you
if
this:
yeah.
where in Tunisia did you go? Where part of Tunisia you went to?
I went to Tunis. I went to what's the place called?
You ever been to Jerba? You been to Jerba?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
What's
it's the
the
island.
place
Yeah,
called? It's got like a nice um, what's it called? Like boat place. It's got like
Carthage. Carthage. Oh,
no, no. I know the name when the name comes. It's uh, what is it called again? I don't remember. If I look at a map or something, I'll remember. But it was so nice. They had that fresh seafood there. It was beautiful. And also, what I liked about it as well is that we went to like a fun fair. At the fun fair, you had like local people dressing quite, like it's not that restricted. You can buy alcohol there, blah blah blah. It was a nice place. Yeah, I would highly recommend it, sort of thing. I liked it. There's
yeah.
always
I
that
want to visit
pressure.
Tunisia. I want to
Yeah,
visit Tunisia. Yeah,
you should.
I like Tunisia.
There's
I
always
want to go
that
to Jerba.
pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I would highly recommend it. There's always that pressure. Some people, that if you're weak, I don't think that would be a problem for you. But some people struggle with the fact that they try to push you to buy things in shops. That's something that like some people really find. Oh, they pressure me to buy. To me, that's not a big deal. All I did was just I would just say I'll offer you a ridiculous price. I keep saying a ridiculous price till they got tired of me. It's really not a big deal. Um, we stayed in a 5-star hotel. It was not that expensive, so I would advise everyone to stay in a 5-star because your 5-star hotel is probably going to be like equivalent of a three anyway. It's not really going to be 5-star. Um, and yeah, like the water, the the weather, everything is nice. The food is nice. I can't recommend it enough. You know. I went there. Obviously, I went there with a woman, kind of like seeing each other at the time. So I've got some amazing memories from that place. The hotel was all marble, massive. it was like a Disney hotel. Like the ceilings were probably at least 40 meters high, 50 meters high, and everything was just all marble. It was amazing, man. Literally amazing. You know, so it gets a thumbs up from me. But yeah, so when I was going there, I believe they thought I was going to cross into somewhere else. That's maybe what they thought. Um, that's why they were asking me certain questions about where are you going, you know, what's your intentions here, and the people that are stopping you is police. It's terrorism police that are stopping you
Yeah,
because
because
there was such a huge amount of people traveling out there to obviously join the war, join the
yeah,
fight.
because I know there was fighting in Libya. There's been fighting in Libya ever since Gaddafi
I
fell.
know
So it hasn't been Libya hasn't been stable since then. So I know people.
exactly.
I know people are going over there to fight for whatever cause they feel to fight for in Libya.
Yep, yep, that is correct. Okay, let me put it down a little bit. Is that better? Big you up, Wes. Let me put that down a bit. Now you can hear us a bit better. That's actually extremely respectful. You're saying that you know you find the conversation to such extent that you find the music distracting. I fully hear that. I fully respect that, and because of you, I'll turn it down. Turn it down. You know, it was before obviously Paylu come up on here. I thought I have a bit of music. I don't know how people are feeling, but there you go, my man or my lady. The music is down. So yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens when you're leaving. It especially happens if you're traveling to a place like Turkey. That's a place where they will always pull you in for that terrorism thing. And Turkey is a place where I've been so many times I've lost count. I've been there. I've been there during the winter. I've been there during the summer. I've been all over that country. I speak to Turkish people, and they haven't been to half of the places I've been to. I've had cars rented there where we're just driving for miles all over the place. We even went to the border of, was it Iran or Iraq? I always forget what border it was. We went to that border. So yeah, man, I enjoy that place. Whenever you go into a shop, they want to offer you tea. You just go from another shop, you get more tea. Um, it's crazy, man. It's totally crazy. We'll go to the village, see people there. You go to the chemist in Turkey. How can you go to a normal chemist in Turkey and buy steroids? It's just yeah, it's just a whole nother world, man. So I would say to anyone that you know, Turkey is an amazing place. And another thing, this is one of the most essential things, and I've spoke to many other people. Turkey is an amazing place for black people. Amazing place for black people. Yeah, there is no issue at all. To go Turkey and you think you're gonna face racism. That's probably like I said, I've been there a whole heap of times. You are absolutely fine. You are not gonna be criticized. They are not gonna look at you like you're there to steal things. They're gonna give you all the respect you deserve. You know. So yeah, man. I think
Yeah,
everyone should
yeah,
put down
I
that
like
list.
Turkey too. Yeah, yeah, that's my bucket list. Too. I want to visit Turkey real bad too. I like Turkey.
It's all right, man. It's fully all right. It's like some countries you just feel it. You just feel like okay, I'm not welcome here. But Turkey's not like that, man. The only little bit in Turkey where you might have problems. It's like I said at the airport. But the only reason you're gonna have problems at the airport is because I think they get a lot of pressure from like UK, America to stop terrorism happening. So they have to
Yeah,
justify.
because they have
Yeah,
because everything flows from the Middle East through Turkey into the EU. That's
exactly.
the reason. Yeah.
Exactly. So they got to justify that they ain't letting no one in. They got to make it difficult for everyone. So you will have to do obviously the whole visa thing. Obviously, I had to go through the whole visa thing there, but the visa is just like you pay a small little payment. I think it was like roughly around $35 or £30, whatever. And then after you pay that, it's absolutely fine. And obviously, they check on your passport that your passport is long enough. They confirm that you got a flight back. All of these little things. Once you've done that, you're fine. You can go in there. You can enjoy it. It's got some amazing markets. It's got a market full of fake stuff. All fake stuff you can imagine. It's got Rolexes. It's got designer clothes. and everyone knows that turkey fakes are really high quality. So even though you're buying something that's fake and you know it's fake, when you're buying it, the person who's selling it knows that this is a high quality fake. So you know it's still valuable because it's a high quality fake. It's like, so they've got all of that stuff in Turkey, man. And obviously now lately, a lot of people are going there to do their teeth and to get their surgery and all of that kind of stuff. You know, I was considering that myself, but not gonna lie, I'm so happy that I never went to get my teeth done. I love it. I love my natural teeth. I'd rather just have my
I want
natural
to get my
white
teeth
teeth than
done.
going. You
I
get
want to
them
get my teeth
done.
done. I want to. Eventually, I'm gonna get it done. Yeah.
It looks amazing. It does look amazing. I'm not gonna lie, but I think if there's an opportunity to like, fix the ones you got or make them look good, I'd say I don't know. I just thought that was a better option. But the final results do look amazing, um, and the prices are just unbelievable in comparison to, America or UK or any other European country. And they are really skillful as well. They're super super skillful. Like they're good at what they do. So like even but all grooming, like grooming and stuff like in general, turkeys, health and beauty, they've always been good at stuff like that. It's I'd go as far as to say it's one of their strengths.
Yeah, yeah, because
Um,
I know they're very good at like shaving and barbering and stuff like
they're
that. They
very
got that
good at that.
movie,
Yeah,
yeah. Because I be
very
watching
very good
videos
at
on
that.
YouTube, they always having the Turkish barber on YouTube and stuff like that. The whole yeah,
Yep, yep, yep.
but
And
spa stuff like they got a lot of spa type of stuff, like a lot of spa type stuff.
yes, I gotta tell you about another thing. Yeah, that I don't care. I know it's a bit irrelevant, but I gotta tell you. In Turkey, I see something which I've never ever seen in my whole life. It was the most unusual but yet amazing thing literally I've ever seen. So in Amsterdam, everyone knows you got the red light district where you got the women standing, and it's kind of like it's got like big glass facade where you can see the women standing. Yeah. When I went to Turkey, when I went to Turkey to have a look, yeah, at this place, yeah, my friend had told me about this place, blah 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 blah. I said, you know what? It's worth just having a little walk around, yeah. So we went there, and when you get there, first of all, there's a police officer um, standing at these metal detectors. And obviously, you go inside, they don't search you or anything. And when you go inside, I kid you not, this place is in Ankara. Yeah, I kid you not. Yeah, it's massive. It's like, imagine like a housing neighborhood, and all inside it was just glass houses filled of women. I've never in my whole life seen anything like that. But to be fair, you would expect that to come from Turkey, wouldn't you? You would expect a Turkish man to have created that. So I wasn't so surprised, but it was like big glass structural houses. All of it was just glass. So the whole buildings were just glass, and you could just see the women in there dancing, doing whatever. It was out of this world, man. Never in my wildest imagination I would have thought that you could have walked in to a prostitution city, but guess what? Turkey has it, you know, and it's not very well known either. But it's there. Like it was so big that I can't even imagine how it would be in comparison to like
So it's almost like a mall. Was it as big as a mall?
yeah, I think that's a perfect explanation. It's like a mall, put it that way.
Yeah, the whole mall.
um
Across the whole mall.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, yeah, the whole mall. Yeah.
It was insane. It was everything you could want. And the thing is, it's not just Turkish women. It's every kind of woman you could want, from black to Chinese. They're all there. And for me, I didn't understand why there was police there. The fact that there's police there means that it must sort of be official. There must be a big man behind it. They must be paying someone
Yeah,
for
yeah,
to have,
of course.
you
Because
know.
think about it. If you have a whole mall, that if you don't have security, that could be a dangerous situation. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That could
yeah.
definitely be dangerous because that brings out the worst. Because prostitution brings out the worst in people. You know what I'm saying? Because
Of course it does.
because they're gonna try to rape. Somebody's gonna try to rape somebody. You already know how it's gonna be. You're gonna have to
Yeah,
have security Or if you,
100%.
especially the way that you're describing, like as a whole mall, yeah, you definitely gonna need security for that. You're
But
gonna
no, you're right. You're right. But the funniest thing is, I've never ever heard anyone else mention this place. But it's kind of like it's definitely, from what I could see, it was bigger than Amsterdam. Why does Amsterdam have such a big name? This
because
was definitely
because
bigger than
I don't think they wanted to make because it's a different culture.
You're right.
It's a different culture.
As soon as
Like
you
they want
said
to
it, I
make
realized you was right. You're
yeah
right. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. They would never
because
allow the promotion. You're correct.
yeah, they won't promote it.
Yeah,
They won't have it there, but they're not gonna promote it because it's not decent.
you hit the nail on the
But
head.
they're gonna have it. Yeah, they'll have it
You
on
hit
the
the nail on
ground.
the
Yeah.
head. Yeah, that's exactly what I think is. When you said it, I realized, yeah, that's probably what it's just
Especially
like.
for Muslim
They,
countries, like they're not gonna advertise. Yes, we have all the prostitutes over here. Come over here. They're not gonna advertise. They might have it, but
exactly.
they're not gonna make it like, oh yes. They don't want to be
Yeah,
known for that.
and the way it had big walls all around, and it had no advertisement on the. All you had was a police officer with a metal detector. So it was really like, you need to know about this place. If you don't know about this place, you're not going to see a sign. You're not going to see nothing on there to tell you what's going on. No, you need to know that this place is here, or that's it. So yeah, it was definitely respectfully done. It was like people could walk past and you would never be alerted, because where you was walking in, it was almost like one person in, one person out. That's how narrow and small the doorway was. But once you got in there, it was just massive and open, sort of thing. So now I'm thinking about it. They did not really want to have that promotion, and the fact that they had someone at the door, it could always be like let's say someone who didn't know, they could always be like, do you know what this place is? Do you know what we're doing here? Okay, that's not what you want. Turn around, please. So it's kind of like I think the police officer being there was probably like a safety aspect, in a sense of no one is going to walk in here wrongly, and we're going to run this business in a very professional way, and that's how it's going to be.
Yeah, of course. No,
Yeah.
you need security for what you're describing. Is it possible for that? Like that situation is impossible without security. But okay. Okay, but a, I'm gonna take it back because I actually watched a documentary one time about a place like that in Bangladesh. But it's not like Glass though. They have a whole like prostitution like village, right? It's a whole like village, right? It's like a huge village, but I don't think they have security over there. The security over there is not that good though. But that's in
Okay.
Bangladesh though. But to make a long,
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh has a whole it was a whole city. They got like a whole little like village. Like they have a whole like
I
it's
heard.
like they have a big prostitution village, like a huge prostitution like in
I heard.
like yeah. So it's like but they don't have security, but the way they would check you. But yeah, but to make a long story short, the only way you could have a whole prostitution mall is that you would have to have a lot of security. Because because
Yeah.
people gonna get killed if you know how many girls gonna get killed if you don't have security and that kind of thing. Because a lot of people are gonna try to just because once people get horny and when they want to, you already know that brings out the worst in you. You know what I'm saying? Because why are you going over there? Like
Yeah.
once you decide that you want to do that, you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what it is with me? I've seen, like, obviously documentaries and all that about Bangladesh, and for me, what I heard about Bangladesh, I couldn't believe, because there I heard that they have basically like generational people. They have people that have like been locked up in cages. They are made to have children. Their children are taken. Their children, like, when I heard stuff like that, it just looked like a monster mansion. It just looks like, my lord, like, this is not a good situation. And I kind of feel like a lot of the things in the world, like whether you want to do drugs, maybe you want to do a bit of gambling, maybe you even want to, go and see a lady for the night. Okay, but once people are made to do it against their will, once there's, underage people, like, it just becomes a whole other world. It just becomes
It's slavery.
a very
It's
dark
slavery.
and, yeah, it's slavery, it's human slavery,
That's what it is. It's
and
just modern day slavery.
exactly. And that aspect for me is the part where I think, okay, there's a bit of a difference there, because I've actually I've had contact with someone who told me that in the past they used to sell a bit of pussy on the internet. And when I spoke to them about it, and they told me, there's a website, very well known website, where you can set up your advert and blah blah blah, and you can put your number out there. And when she kind of explained it to me, it didn't seem too bad. I can kind of get my head around why some women would would go into that business, because as a man, if I could make a bit of extra money just sleeping with women, and I could also choose the women I sleep with, like I could turn them down, or if they didn't look how I thought they should look, I can kind of understand. And also, I never judge anyone. I never judge anyone. I never judge how you intend to make money, or anything like that. And when you hear the story for yourself, you start to realize that, prostitution might have been their only way out at that point. So they had to do what they had to do. Um, yeah, I don't take nothing away from them. You know,
Yeah, plus, I mean,
there's a lot.
it's a rough thing to be. I mean, okay, like for example, like I'm gonna give you an example. Yeah, for some people it's a volunteer, but I think whenever you have prostitution, though, I think there's always the risk of human trafficking. That's what I could look, for example, like the place
Yeah,
you
there
described in
is.
Turkey, the place you described in Turkey. I bet you how many women you think in there have been human trafficked who ended up in that place in Turkey. I bet you at least half
Yeah,
of them have been human trafficked over there.
I know. But the thing
But
is, a lot of when they say human trafficking, the problem with human trafficking, with what I don't really like, is that if you are, like, let's say you're a pimp, yeah, they can do you for human trafficking, even though they have no proof that you have transported this woman across any borders or anything. Just the fact that you're involved in selling her, and she claims that she has come from another country, you're now being done for human trafficking. This is why so many people that I know, in the criminal world or whatever, they have just chose to not even go nowhere near anything to do with prostitution, anything to do with that, because that human trafficking charge. I've been there. I've met people who's doing 18 years, 18-year life sentence. That means once you do your 18 years, you're not coming out. You have to go in front of a parole board. I've seen it with my own eyes. The sentences for anything to do with that are just sky high.
that's why you
So
shouldn't do it. But that's why you should.
that's why you
But
shouldn't. That's why you shouldn't do
you
it.
shouldn't do
Exactly.
it. Of course,
That's why you shouldn't do it.
it's understandable though, because they want to make a deterrent. Like law is there to make a deterrent, right? You want to deter people
Yeah.
from going into destructive behaviors, and that prostitution is destroying people's lives. I hear you saying like if people, I hear the argument. Okay, you're free to make your own thing, but to me, it almost always, some things are like, it's no. I mean, there's no good to me. There's no good way to be a prostitute. There's no good way to be a prostitute. There's no good way to do it.
I hear
It's like,
you.
because
You know.
prostitution is just terrible. It's just terrible. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. Like, okay, I personally never used a prostitute before, but okay, I've
Yeah.
been I've been to strip club, but even
Yeah.
me, to me, strip club is also prostitution. To me, I believe is almost I believe stripping because first of all, most strippers are doing prostitution, are like doing like sexual prostitution. Most of them are doing it, right? And then even the ones
Yeah.
who tell you they're not, I think even if you never actually like had a full blown intercourse with one of your clients and stuff,
Yeah.
I still consider like a stripper like a prostitute to me. I still think it's like a prostitute
Yes.
to me still is. Even though I've personally been in strip clubs, even though I haven't been there in a long time, I've personally been there, but I still look at them as prostitution. And what was I gonna say? But yeah, but it's no
Yeah.
even
But
porn stars.
yeah.
I think porn stars are also prostitutes. In my opinion, if you're a porn star, you're actually a prostitute.
They are.
But
They rule in the sex industry. You know.
yeah.
But you
To
know what the
me,
thing is? No, when you're saying it's like, oh, it's all bad, it's all bad. I've heard a different story, okay? And there's another guy out here on YouTube. I don't need to be talking his name, but for the people who like have followed these streams or whatever, they might have heard this story as well. He's told us before he's a prostitute. I've actually also had a relationship with a prostitute where you haven't necessarily met under them circumstances, because guess what, prostitutes like to have a normal life as well. They like to have a boyfriend and they fall in love. It's not unusual. So basically, when
yeah,
I started to realize,
but let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this though.
yeah,
How far can you go with a prostitute? Like, how can you be like you might meet somebody you didn't know she was a prostitute, all of a sudden you meet her,
yeah,
but the minute you know she was a prostitute, what's the prospects of that girl in your life? The minute you find out she's a
okay,
prostitute, what's the
no, you're
prospect?
right, you're right. But basically, what happened was, it's like, I met her. Obviously, she was extremely good looking, and all the rest of it. and we had like an amazing time. You know, we're talking about prostitutes right now, but the conversation might change for the comment section. Yeah, he's asking what we're talking about. Just yeah, that's what we're talking about now. Basically, when I met her, she was amazingly good looking, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and we had so much fun. And then the conversation came up where she really wanted to tell me something, and then she said like, look, so I'm on this website. It's not like a brothel or nothing. I choose to, who I want to meet and whatnot, and obviously like they pay me for sex. And I said, can you please explain to me? I wanted to know everything. And she said to me, sometimes, we'll go to a hotel, sometimes we'll go here, sometimes they'll be with me all night. But she goes, sometimes I'll meet them in a car. So she told me the truth. She showed me. And if I'm going to be 100% honest with you, first, initially, when I found it out, the pain was just like, wow. I was a little bit heartbroken because I kind of like this girl, but to hear that anyone is just there and people are just, they're just busting nuts down your throat and you're just going to cars and taking off your knickers, and to me, you're special. It was painful, but when I got to know her and understood the situation and realized how much money she could make and the fact that she could enjoy her life a lot more, and I started to understand the full circumstances behind it, I said to myself, how are we going to sit here and say that these girls are hard done by? Here we have a happy female, she's got a happy life, she's fine, she has
How
chose to
happy
do
she gonna
this.
be forever? How happy she gonna be? Like you might say that, like you might say that, but like for example, I'm gonna give you even lighter cases, right? I'm not even lighter because the same thing. Even porn stars, right? After they leave
Yeah,
porn, like how much can they really do? You know, like if that follows them forever, a porn star. If you're a porn star, that follows you forever. Like you
yeah,
can't have a normal life after you become a porn star. Like nobody hires you. People look up your name. They find that you was in a porn
yeah,
star. You can't even get loans sometimes. Like everybody is like, and nobody wants to marry you. Like you might say she's happy now, but look, a lot of people think they're happy when they're young because they make stupid decisions. They
yeah,
don't know. 'Cause look, it might be cool. It might seem glamorous at what seems glamorous at 20, 21, 22 is
yeah.
not going to be glamorous at 42. You know what I'm saying? At 42, you
You're
like
right.
think about it. Okay. How can you ever have kids after being a prostitute? Like, you can have kids, right? But do you ever want to? Do you ever want your kids to ever know that you were a prostitute? Just play that. Would you ever
Exactly.
want your kids to know? So no matter what you do, would you ever, if you was actually a prostitute and your kids find out you was a prostitute, how would that make you feel? No matter what, you
Okay.
can't tell me she's gonna be happy. She's gonna be happy knowing that her kids know that she was a prostitute.
You know what? You're 100% correct. But look at that kind of situation. What do I do? Because even to say this, it sounds so damaging. But I fell in love with a prostitute. There's no other way to kind of like to put it. When after she told me, it was like, how do I deal with this now? And the way I dealt with it initially, I was broken. You understand? I was absolutely broken. I was thinking, what is like? Why would you do that? First of all, you're way too beautiful. Why would you even think about doing something like that? Like you could have done anything in life. Like you're so pretty that you could have just found a rich man and been with him. Why would you go down this route? Big up Stanley, by the way. Why would you do that? It makes no sense to me.
How's it going?
So, how you doing, man? I hope you're all good. Um, yeah. So it was a shocking situation, but what I wanted to get across is that she was very happy within her job, and I'm gonna be totally honest. I even tried to convince her to don't do it because I was still kind of interested. How about that? Yeah. Confession
That's
time. I was
you.
still kind of interested, but she just said that it's really not gonna happen because she's built her life up. Um, you know. So
Look, that's you now.
Well,
That's
let
you
me
saying that,
let me
right?
ask you a question
Wait,
though.
wait, let me say something real quick before you go, Stanley. Okay, see, that's you right now, right? You might say that,
yeah,
oh, you might be infatuated with her, right? But how long is that gonna last? The minute you try to get anything serious, right? She was a prostitute, even if she quit, right? Even if she quit, right? She could quit, right? But the fact that she
yeah,
was, we, if you, how serious can it ever get? First of all, I know you got a mom, I know you got a dad, I know you got some aunties. I know you got cousins. If they ever find out that you was seriously in a relationship, even get married to a prostitute, how would they how would they feel? Would, you know what I'm saying? No matter what, that's why it needs to be a
Yeah.
deterrent because no matter what, the state of that's why I think I tell women don't even try it. Don't even try it because it's one of the things that the damage. I mean, don't get me wrong. With God's grace, anything is possible. You can overcome anything with God's grace, of course, right? But you still don't want that
Yes.
type of damage in your life.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
You don't want the damage of going down that road to have been a prostitute. Yeah, I mean, I mean, of course, I told you, with God, everything is possible. You can recover from anything with God's grace. But at the same time, that's you don't want to put yourself in a situation that you are a prostitute because that is a stain that you can never really take out. You know, in social
But why is it a
in the
stain?
world.
Because we
Because
socially say it's a stain. I can tell you now. Listen to this. Yeah, I forgot the name of the tribe. There's a certain tribe in Africa where when you bring a guest to your house, if your woman decides that she likes the guest, then you're allowed to. Then she's allowed to spend the night. There's
that's
so
the
many
primitive
different
tribe.
tribes.
That's real primitive. That's real barbaric. It's called being a barbarian. Okay, it's people. There's a tribe
Yeah.
in Africa. Okay, even in Sierra Leone right now, there's people who commit cannibalism. It doesn't mean it's right because somebody does it. I mean, there's people who
No.
commit
In
cannibalism. You know what I'm
Africa?
saying? So it's in Sierra Leone, there's
Ghana.
cannibalism like crazy.
Ghana
In
even. Yeah.
Sierra Leone, there's
Really?
cannibalism. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's cannibalism up until this day. And I know I think Haiti too has it because everybody talks about these kids getting missing in Haiti, but and they say it's some creatures doing it, but to me, I really believe it's some cannibals kidnapping the kids and eating the kids. That's what I believe. I believe it's cannibals because that's what
Yes.
they do. They like eating little kids. But so just because it's a tradition or practice, a lot of people in the world are barbarians. Yeah, there's a lot of these ancient tribes. They're barbarians. They're really barbaric
Yes.
people. They're super barbarians. So it's like don't just
But
because
how is sexual? I mean, murder we can understand the barbaric side of it, but how is just sexual liberation? Why do we demonize that to such extent? I mean, is it
simple.
evil?
It is because look, it's an issue of legitimacy, right? You are it's like this. I know my dad is my dad. You know what I'm saying? I know
Yeah.
he's this. There's nobody who disputes, and nobody ever disputed who my father was, right? Nobody
Yeah.
disputed that. You know, and it's a reason why. It's a reason why, right? And then,
Yes.
so it's like to me is like I think we have these conventions there is to protect kids. You want to protect people mentally, psychology. You want people
Okay.
to be raised correctly. Like if you're there, you don't got a dad around. You don't know who your dad is. It could be
Yeah.
like 20 different people. You like you know what I'm saying? Like because first of all, having a dad around and having a system is a protection. Because a dad protects you more than your mom does in many ways. Even if he
Agree.
doesn't do directly,
Agree.
and even if he doesn't do directly, the fact that he went through the process of getting married and do all this stuff, you have a network of people that are all protecting each other. It's not see the marriage and stuff like that is not even just about the two people involved. It's about the network that
Yeah.
gets built around it. So these networks are built because it's like an old saying, like it takes a village to raise a child. But how do you make a village? You make a village because of bonds and networks, and marriage and these chastity is part of building bonds of networks of reliance and care for generations to come up. So I think these social conventions that people make, I know people might say, "Oh, it's old traditional," but I think it has a practical function of of producing a healthy environment to raise people. Because when people are raised in a healthy environment, people get messed up. Like even me in my
Yeah.
family, like okay, like for example, I was born with my parents, they were married, and everybody else was married before that. My grandparents, right? But in
Yeah.
my family, a lot of the men they have, even though they're married, right? They
Yeah.
have they have affairs a lot, right? They have affairs a lot, right? And they
Yes.
go around, and they go around, and they go even though they're married the whole time. Don't get me wrong, they're married the whole time, but they go around and have outside kids. But like my cousins from legitimate cousins, and then from the ones who were married like outside for lack of a better word, the bastard child. You could tell the difference
Yeah.
between them psychologically because they hurt. The people brought up like that, they hurt.
Are
You
they
know what
are
I'm
they
saying?
stronger? Are they
No, they're
possibly
worse.
stronger
They're
though?
worse. No, they're not strong at all.
In,
They're not stable. They're not mentally. It's like being born in a home with loving parents who actually got together, loved you, and married each other, and committed to each other, it gives you
Yes.
it's psychologically. You grow up psychologically healthier than people growing up in a broke. This is not 100%, right? I'm just saying generally speaking. Generally speaking,
Yeah.
growing up in an unprotected, damaged environment. That's basically what happens when you're born a bastard. That's what just basically what happens. Growing up in those environments where you just really unprotected psychologically, mentally, socially, it damages you. It's not healthy. I mean, of course, everything's recoverable. It's not. What I'm saying is not
Yeah.
100% the case. Is a recovery for anything, but why put people through all that damage? Cause that's what you're doing. Because you're putting the children through a lot of damage by having them any type of way. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I fully hear what you're saying, but the fact of the matter is, I fell in love with a prostitute, and she seemed grounded. I know how terrible it says. I know how terrible it sounds, and I'm kicking myself for these words coming out of my mouth. But I have to be honest to kind of bring more understanding, because if everyone look, this is what I believe. If every single person just lies, we never reach a universal truth. Yeah, she seemed grounded. Yeah, she seemed absolutely fine. She didn't seem psychologically damaged. I was more psychologically damaged when I found out than she seemed to be. Do you understand? And also as well, I know some people who have open relationships. They have open relationships. They have total liberation when it comes to sex and stuff like that, and they seem to
And
be happy. I couldn't understand it, but they seem
look
to,
what's
to
going
be
on.
okay with it.
Hey, look what's going on with that. Everybody thinks they're happy with that, but look what's really going on. Look at Will Smith and all of them. Look what's really going on. Everybody thinks they're happy with the open relationship thing. Then is all of them is messing up. Look at everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. I don't see. I mean, the people who are doing it. I don't see them. I see it always ending up in a disaster. You see Will Smith. Look how that ended. Look how that open relationships ended up. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
now we're talking about Kevin Gates and all of them. I don't know the whole story behind Kevin Gates. I don't know if she just talked, but Kevin Gates is telling about his work. I don't know
yeah.
what's going on with the whole Kevin Gates
I,
situation.
it,
But
you
he's
know what?
doing this and all that like messing up. So these open issues, I don't see them ever really. I mean, I just think you're bringing disaster to your relationship. If you really love your wife, you're not gonna let some other man sleep with your wife. I don't care what nobody says. I'm not letting nobody sleep with my wife ever. You're not sleeping with my wife. It is not happening.
do you know what it is? I fully understand what you're saying, but I'll be honest with you. I would let someone sleep with my wife if they were offering me something of equal of equal value. I'll be honest with you. I would, because to me, it doesn't matter. It's a bit like you're never look. If you think you got everything that woman wants, there's gonna be a man that has everything that woman wants and a little bit more. It's just a fact. You understand? It's just
But it's
how
not
things
about
work.
a marriage is not about having everything somebody wants. A marriage is about building a commitment, right? About building a commitment in order to raise children, in order to live your life out, in order to grow old, in order to have a healthy psychological society. Like marriage is more about
Yeah.
partnership and friendship than having what a woman wants.
Hello,
Nobody
Coach.
ever gonna have. Hmm?
Urban Analysis. Mr. Perdue, hello. It's Dream.
Yes, yes, sir. How you doing, Mr. Brian?
Fine.
Sir, how you doing?
Urban Analysis asked us all to come over, so we're all coming over. Just a sub and like to your channel,
Ah,
sir.
welcome.
We have,
Big you lot,
yeah.
man.
No, you're more than welcome.
We'll make
man.
sure.
Thank
So
Urban Analysis.
yeah, we'll make sure that we come over there and support you as well, man. Because that's how we're gonna grow.
But I know Mr. Polu. I know Mr. Polu a year. Good man. Very good man. Very, very good man. Let me tell you. Very well
Agree.
educated. Yeah, he's very well educated. You know, Mr. Polu, we've followed you a long time. Been with the Dream Team a long time. Yeah. His grandfather was one of the first Muslims ever to come over here and practice. If you listen to him, yep.
Okay.
No,
I did
it
not
wasn't
know that.
It was, no. He's missing the story. He's talking about the Mason. He's talking about the Mason story. That's different. That's the Mason.
The first Freemason.
Oh.
Sorry, Mr.
No,
Green.
that's necessarily own the Mason thing. I'll break that down later. That's a whole different story. I'll break that down later. Yeah. About the whole Mason history.
Really, I like him.
Okay, well, big up. That's what it is. Most people probably know your channel, but leave your channel in the chat as well, so we can spread it.
I'm going to do a live tonight, and I'll promote you, mate, because my mate just had to come over, who's Urban Analysis.
Okay, well,
Yeah, a lot of
wicked,
people-
wicked. Well, I'll come on there if I'm welcome. I'll come on there.
Yeah, of course
You know,
you're welcome. Of course you're welcome. We're quite controversial.
wicked.
Listen, everyone in the chat, I've got a big up Irish Flame, big up Urban Analysis, all the people there. Thank you for coming over and supporting his channel. He's starting out. Let's pick him up. Let's get him to 500.
Wicked, wicked, wicked. I love that. This is the way we're all gonna grow. It's as simple as that. Some people don't understand this, but this is the only way we're gonna push it. International viewers, local viewers, we want them all. You know, so
knows us well. Mr. P who knows us well. You with me? But yeah, listen, brother, I just come on to support you. Hit the like. And
wicked.
subscribe.
Appreciate you.
Do the same tonight on my channel. So will Esau. So will Bleeding Heart. We'll run it for you. All right.
No problem. Makes sense. That makes perfect sense. All right. Take care, man.
Everyone in the chat.
All right. Wicked. Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, it's all love from people, man. This is what we're saying. It's like when you have support and, you know, big up Natty, by the way. It's the way it's supposed to be. This is the way, you know, you grow, you move things along. But yeah, just to kind of just stick on that thing. So basically, yeah, like with this female, we had the conversation about money, and I soon realized that the money she's making, she's able to, like, I'm not gonna be able to make that much money. You know, she's making like drug dealer money with putting in less work. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and when you look at kind of like her yearly, you know, what she's making in a year, it starts to get ridiculous. It starts to get ridiculous.
Okay.
And how are you gonna convince a person?
But what's
Yes,
your mom
bro.
gonna say? But what's your mom?
Yeah,
Gonna say? What's your mom gonna say when she finds out?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that is a question. What is your mom gonna say? It's messed up. I don't know. I
What's your
literally
dad
don't
gonna
know.
say? What's your dad gonna say? If my son tell me that, you know how I'll smack him? I'll smack the. That's
I know.
Love with a positive. Are you crazy? I be like, you insane?
Yeah. Do you know what it is? You're correct. You are correct. But do you know, basically, what has happened? What happened to me is that there was an incident in my life that just changed me to the point where I don't judge people anymore. I literally, it started being religious, and it started off also understanding that there's so much. I don't judge people no more. It's even like if someone does something wrong or whatever, I believe that there's a greater power than me. Religious people will call it God. Scientific people will call it energy. I don't care what you call it, but I know that there's something greater than me, and I know that energy is here to pass judgment, not me. You look at, you know, biblical texts, he without sin cast the first stone, all of these other things. That's what it is. It's like, it's not for me to condemn people.
Can I ask a couple questions?
Yeah, of course.
Because just the point, you know, if there's a higher power, how does that preclude you judging people? I think the best thing you can do is judge people. Especially in the context of you judge what is right for you and your family, and specifically what is right for you. Having believing in a higher power does not preclude. As a matter of fact, it's almost required that you judge who is good for you and your family. And
I see where you're going.
And the other thing I want to say is, I think Pelu pretty much said everything I want to say. You know, there comes a certain time. There comes a certain time when you don't care what your mother says, but you will probably always think in the back of your mind, what would she say? And you know, I would rather marry a Walmart checkout girl who's honest and you know, a good person, you know, versus a paycheck and doing stuff that you know, if I have to worry about what my mother's going to think, then that's not the right woman to introduce to her.
Yeah.
So I'll stop there before I sound, you know, like a school marm.
No, I mean, what you're saying is probably what most people probably agree with you. I think my kind of stance on this is the unusual stance.
There comes a certain point in time when you should not care what other people think. That's the main thing. Other people do stuff. Other people have open marriages. Other people do this. Other people have big cars. You must do what is right for you. And once you have a family, you must do what is right for you and yours.
Yeah.
That's it. You once you have satisfied that, then you can start worrying about what everyone else is doing. And frankly, you should never. They should be looking at what you're doing.
Stanley, can I ask you a question on basically this thing? So basically, I'm not gonna go around or anything. So when I'm gonna go to science, but the reason I'm gonna go to science is to bring it back. So just so you understand why I'm going there. So basically, modern science, in basically everything they do, they will understand. Okay, Einstein's theory of relativity. And just to be very basic and to stay on subject, I believe everything is relative. So it's impossible to say to someone, you should be outraged by the fact that this lady is a prostitute, or you should be outraged by the fact that this person...
You're worrying about what other people are thinking. That relative...
Exactly.
I mean, I understand your relative point, and Einstein's relativity has nothing to do with cultural relativity or moral relativity. They're two different relativities. Well, what I'm trying to say is, if there is such a thing as relativity, and if you must make judgments, I'm sorry, right, wrong, indifferent, everything is relative to what you think is right.
Exactly.
If a bunch of, and you know what, if you have a deep and meaningful relationship, you do that with who you want to. I mean, I'm not passing judgment, but I won't pass judgment on you. And in a perfect world, no one passes judgment on anyone else, as long as, you can do what you want as long as it's not hurting anyone past yourself and, your immediate circle. When you start worrying about what other people are doing, or, hey, this person has an open marriage, why can't we do it? Well, I mean, that's not a bad question, but it's, when you get into a relationship, it's what we want to do. It's not just about you anymore. So, I mean, I don't see a problem with relativity, but you can take anything too far. You can take relativity too far. I
agree.
You can take all kinds of things too far.
Okay. Would you say that relativity is always relevant? not to like be funny with words, but
it depends. I mean, there is no everyone is looking for the God key, a solution to everything, a universal, solution to every problem. So far, it doesn't exist. You have to kind of make judgments in the situation in real time. So what is right today may not be right tomorrow.
I understand when you're saying what's right today may not be right tomorrow. And that's exactly kind of where I'm going with this. I believe that, especially if you are dating someone and someone believes that, okay, your relationship with this lady, let's be specific, she's a prostitute, that is sexual deviation, it's a disgrace, it's absolutely unfathomable that you could ever be dating a prostitute. You should be so ashamed of yourself. But I think society might say that.
Well, like I said, you don't necessarily care, or do you?
I think there's a reason why certain things are a thing. Like I think certain taboos or things society say have a reason, and I think it's good to care about certain things if there's a reason for it, right? Like not being with a prostitute and the shame of not being a prostitute, I think is a good reason. I think is a good reason. Like some things are irrational. You're right. Like not all social things you should care about. You know what I'm saying? Because some things are not rational and are just divisive to people. But certain things do have a real functional purpose that you need to take heed of. And one of those main things is is human sexuality. Because if human sexuality is not properly channeled, it could be very disastrous to people. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the issue comes in. You know what I'm saying? Because when I say what would your mom think, it's the reason why your mom would think something bad about you being with a prostitute. Because why would you want your the same way I said, what would your mom think? Like even if you had a child, would you want your child to be a prostitute? You wouldn't want your child to be a prostitute. You want your child to be.
Believe you me, there's people out there supporting their children. I mean, there's.
That's insane. It's insane. I will never support my child to be a prostitute. I'm not. That's insane.
I've seen. I understand. I'm with you on that one. I have seen this lady, this white lady, bringing her what's it called? Well, she's English, to be very specific. Yeah, she was actually English lady, bringing her daughter to her first porn casting. Yeah, the video is famous. I think it's even like, it went a little bit viral or whatever you want to say. But it's happened, and yeah, what do you do with that?
That's really degenerate. That's super degenerate.
It is, but
take your daughter to do porn. Like, why would you take your daughter to do like? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, some things are just like it. Like, so you taking your daughter to possibly ruin her entire life.
Why is she gonna ruin her life? Why would she ruin her life by having sex with different men? Why would that ruin her life?
Are you gonna marry a porn star? Are you about to marry a porn star?
I might. Literally, I might. I mean, I know it sounds so crazy, but it's a bit like, I don't care no more, Paleo. I literally don't care. So many things I've just let go of. I feel like the only thing that would stop me is my ego, or the fact that, she's been with so many men. So what? She's been with so many men. I don't know. As long as she's not damaged from it and she seems okay, I might get my head around it. I'm open to the idea. I might.
How okay can you be? How okay can you be if that's your lifestyle? Like, how okay can you be? Like, she might seem okay. She's not showing you all the damages, but I mean, man, that's just.
Listen.
I couldn't do it. I could.
Look.
Do that. I'm sorry.
Sometimes, I'm telling you this right now, yeah. Sometimes, like, I will meet a female. Yeah, I'll meet a female, and the first time, like the first time you meet and you're about to have sex, it's so exciting. The first time, it'll be so exciting that literally that night, every single thing you could imagine that happens in porn, I'm doing with this female. So what is the difference? I'm talking like you're putting 2 fingers in the bum, you're feeling your own penis through her bum, you're doing everything. Like, it's going down. You understand? It's going down. And it's like, what's the difference?
I know what you're saying, right? But how many guys you doing it? It depends. Look, because look, it depends. Like, it's like, I mean, see, look, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but look, I mean, at the same time, no, because if you know she's doing that with a lot of people, everybody she's with, like, I mean, if she's easy like that, you don't want to stick to easy. Like, you I mean, to me, that's not appealing. I mean, I might hit one time. But
here's the bottom line. You've heard the advice of your friends.
Yeah.
If you choose to do otherwise, then it's on you.
I guess.
Like, for example, if my close friends that I know, like personally, like I talked to, like if I had a close friend who told me that he's a prostitute, like I'm never letting it go. I'm about like we're not gonna. It's not like I'm never gonna leave him alone about that. Like if
I would just never let my kids come over for a sleepover with your kids. I'm a lot more passive aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, look,
I'm gonna be told straight up, like, no, I'm not cool with this. I like she's a prostitute. Like, why are you married to a prostitute? Why are you thinking about marrying a prostitute? Why are you wiping up a prostitute? Like no.
Okay, but what about a drug dealer then? What about a drug dealer? What's the worst impact to society? Drug dealing or prostitution? Drug dealing is worse.
That's even worse. A drug dealer can be, like leading to people's death. The prostitutes, if she kills someone, by her trade, it's going to be a slow and horrible death by syphilis or something like that. But,
my lord. My lord.
I think the
Yeah.
drug dealer is going to kill people quicker than the prostitute.
So a
And,
drug
and, by,
dealer's
the,
worse
and by
then.
the way, why are you hanging out with these people?
Yeah. No, I mean, the way I look at it is like, look, when it comes to, a prostitute or a drug dealer, what I'm trying to say is, like, they're both doing so-called bad things. They're both committing crime, but why are we to say one crime is worse than the other? I don't see why prostitution is the worst crime and why women should be demonized. I think more women should speak
No.
up for themselves.
Well,
Huh?
there's a difference between demonizing and shunning.
But shunning creates social
You know,
awkwardness. It creates social demonization. Shunning is bad.
no, shunning is not. Shunning is not bad if people are doing something that's contra to. I mean, there. Well, like Pelu said, there are things that are not good for the community. It may be good to you. It may be good within your house, but
Yes.
is she setting a good example? Probably not.
Why not? Can we put some more meat on that? Why is it not a good example?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Sex for money, sex with strangers.
What's so bad about that?
Why do you tell me what's so good about it? Why is it okay?
Okay,
That's
I'll tell you why I think basically it's
please
part
don't
of
tell me it's a money thing.
No, I'll tell you what it is, why I think it's part of social conditioning. People will they'll work 40 years of their life for a company, they'll break their back for that company, they will lose their time, they will lose time with their kids. It will have so many negative impacts on their life, on their spiritual awakening, on their everything. And yet still no one will say, oh, okay, that's just part of this whole industrial crazy world that we live in, and it's actually not that good. When a prostitute can maybe work a few hours, gain the same amount of money, and have a much better life, how is that not more positive?
Well, it depends. I mean, you don't think a prostitute is breaking her back? There's a whole saying about breaking backs.
No, there is.
Number two, she's actually, if unless she's like some high class, outfit where all her Johns are screened, she could be putting her life at risk. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's some crazy people, So
there is.
I don't know that one job is the harder. I think working 40 hours for 40 hours a week for 40 years is somewhat more predictable.
Predictable, yeah.
And I mean, one man's predictable is another man's boring, but I would much rather do boring than, I was a sailor. You put your life at risk for something. I don't know that putting, and this would actually go for a male prostitute as well. I mean, it's somewhat more risky than working 40 hours a week, punching a clock.
But why? If you're using safe,
what do you mean why? I mean, people. There are people. Number one, there's venereal disease. Number two, contraceptives are not 100% effective. Number three, there are crazies out there who will, if not kill a prostitute, they will maim her, they will abuse her. You're opening yourself up to a lot of things. Strangers are more unpredictable than a boss you see every day for 40 years. Those are just three whys right there. You're putting yourself more at risk. The reward is greater, but that capitalist principle, greater the risk, greater the reward. Is your life worth it?
Okay, I would ask you, is there some states where prostitution is legalized? Isn't it legalized in Vegas? Or am I wrong?
It is, and that's good for Vegas, but the state regulates it.
Exactly, but do we have statistics to say? Because I'm going to make a claim now. No, I would make a claim now that in Vegas there are more people dying, falling from heights than there are working within the prostitution industry. I would just put
Absolutely.
a bold claim out there. So I mean, if
Absolutely.
yeah, so if we know
So
the
let me
number
ask
one
you
date,
a question.
yeah,
So there are more people dying in the short term in one, population,
yeah.
suicides or whatever, versus another. But is dying the only yardstick of harm?
It's the ultimate danger, isn't? Is it not?
Well, it's
Preservation
the
of life, the
ultimate.
ultimate goal.
My question is it the only?
It's not. It's not the only, but I would say anything else apart from dying and living is something that we can't quantify, and it's definitely relative. Because if you say to me, "Oh, I'm
Relative to
living,"
what?
well, if you say to me, "I got a big house, I got loads of money," and what if you have a Buddhist say, "Well, I don't care about that," then your money and your big house is not gonna it's not gonna mean anything to that Buddhist. So when you're gonna show me a lifestyle which you believe to be better, I'm gonna say that's relative to you and what your life goals are.
Well,
So
the other data point is, what did you do to get to that lifestyle? Did you work in front of a computer all day? Did you start a company,
yeah,
or were you a prostitute? Do you think
yeah.
that prostitution versus starting up a tech company, or you use the word relative, relative, are they
Yeah,
relatively the same? Is one better than the other? What's the value judgment there? Which would
the
you rather your
it'd
child
be
do?
happiness. It'd be happiness of the individual, and that would once again be relative. So the happiness of the
Well,
individual would
I
dictate
see.
if it was a positive thing, and if it was a positive
So,
lifestyle choice.
well, I mean, if you put it that way, if a prostitute, male or female, is happy doing prostitution, then your argument is correct.
I
But
mean, see,
that doesn't mean they're going to attract a lot of partners.
no, 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 no. And I agree. And when you say things like, okay, the problem would be like having the kids around us, I fully understand that. I think that's a point of
If
devastation. I
kids
mean,
are a priority, I mean, if you want to be a prostitute and you're not pulling other people into your orbit, you're going to be an independent. Well, in the Navy, we used to call them independent steamer. You don't want to get
independent
married.
steamer.
You don't want
Yeah,
to have kids. You just want the lifestyle. Have at it. I have no problems with that.
yeah,
It's when you start pulling other people into what you're doing, you have to start thinking outside of, you have to start thinking about other people. An independent, I'm gonna make a joke. This is just a joke. An independent whore, if
yes,
that's what he or she wants to do without harming anyone else, I'll take the libertarian view. Have
yeah,
at it.
yeah. I mean, you know what it is. It's a difficult subject. I mean, who is to say? I think what it comes down to, who is to say what is right and what is wrong? It's so difficult for anyone to really be able to, say who's right or who's wrong in anything that you do in life.
Well,
And I
the
think
thing
this,
is life doesn't have many binaries. Right,
yeah,
wrong, that's a binary. Life
yes,
doesn't necessarily work that way, at least over time. There are no
yeah,
real binaries in life.
no, no, no. There's not. I don't know. I think we all have our own individual journeys. I do think there's a global collective. There's a global consciousness. I do think we can all learn through this global consciousness. I think a modern way to describe global consciousness might even have to be the internet. The internet, to a certain extent, I believe it's part of the global consciousness, um, and our individual journeys somehow intertwine. And I believe even if someone is doing something absolutely outrageous, I believe that's a learning point for the individual that don't believe that kind of behavior is. So you can learn from someone doing something outrageous because you can kind of look into their lifestyle and say, okay, but, these are the situations and this is what I can pick up from that. So I don't believe there's nothing negative in anything. There's always positive things to be gained, whether it's knowledge, whether it's growth, or whatever you want to call it. a spiritual awakening. So I'm very much open. Yeah.
Just like nothing is truly binary,
Yeah.
nothing, I mean, essentially, if there are no binaries, there definitely no, like, everything is positive, whatever that, I don't remember the philosophical term, but not everything is 100% negative. Not everything is 100% positive.
It's a balance.
And you brought up the internet.
Yeah.
An interesting point because, I kind of got on the internet, say since the early 90s.
Okay.
And I'm going to say...
I was around 97 myself. It's probably...
Well, I'd say it's a 60-40, 60% positive, 40% negative. And it has a lot of good things, but you can't argue that cyberbullying, there are a lot of negatives to it.
There is.
Boneheads are gonna mess it up for everyone.
Do you know what it is? I notice you're right. You're fully right. I notice with internet, people, you're allowed to be someone who you necessarily look. I'll be honest with you. Yeah? I'll tell you the truth. God strike me down if I'm lying. You see, the same person I am here is the same person you would meet if we were sitting down in real life. Like I don't know how to really act because my act, it's gonna fall through sooner or later. So I only know how to be myself. And I think some people, they use the opportunity because I'm quite confident in real life. I'm social, and I'll speak so I don't have a problem there. But some people can't do it in real life, and because they can't do it in real life, they become someone else on the internet. But I would say them certain individuals, they have a social problem, and they are not really the kind of people that we should look for when we draw conclusions on whether the internet is good or bad, because they were bad to begin with. And I know exactly the kind of people you mean. You have all these groups form, racist groups and all the rest of it. It's a hub for poison to a certain extent as well. So I see that point.
Well,
that's undeniable.
You are way more, I think, and it could just be a function of my age. You are way more optimistic than I am. I'm basically saying that, a 60-40 mix, and that's maybe being kind.
Yeah.
Sometimes that 40%, depending on how bad they are, my mother used to say sometimes the bad outweighs the good.
Okay.
And 40% bad can cause a lot more damage or harm than 60%.
You are correct. Yes.
Can. So my point is, you are the same person, and I 100% would agree. You're always, kind, polite, that sort of thing. But
I'll try.
I'm not gonna even say. I would say 60-40. 60% of the people I've met on the internet are like you, but the 40% that aren't, they cause way more damage.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, to be totally honest with you, I'm not going to misquote. There was actually an experiment that was conducted, and basically what they were doing, partly it was saying bad things, and they were looking at a person's brainwave. So he would say all of these negative things, and then you'd have the same person say positive things, and they actually established that the amount of brain waves and the effect on the human when they were saying negative things was astronomical in comparison to the person saying positive things. So we know that dark energy, dark matter is what controls our universe. It's a fact. This place is 99% dark matter. It's just we are the speck of beacon that you have here on Earth, and light is rare in the universe. So the point I'm trying to make is when you say 60-40, the 40% being negative means that the 40% has won and they have actually taken over, in actual fact. You know, if you have a restaurant and you know you have customers come in, if you have 10% people giving bad feedback, that restaurant is done for.
Right.
It's you know, because you're gonna read it and you say, oh, he had something bad. Oh, he had something bad. No one cares that people have enjoyed their food or whatnot. So
Well, not
it's
only
a shame.
that, but that 10%, you know, if someone goes before they go to the restaurant and reads a review and they happen to read all the negative reviews, even if it's only 10%, it's going to
Yeah.
predispose a neutral person to be
Yeah.
looking out for the bad stuff.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. I was gonna ask. It's not even there because otherwise I was gonna say, Stanley. Anything else you want to share? You can have your last. Anything you want to say about anything, because otherwise I have to unfortunately
No,
um
I'm,
lay
I'm
lay it down
well,
because
that's
I've
good. I
got
know.
some other commitments,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it's getting late there, but no, I enjoyed it.
Okay, wicked. You know, Stanley. I don't know if we spoke to Paleo as well. He was kind of a bit angry at what happened last time, and you know, you lot absolutely. I mean, you're a powerful man, Stanley. I mean, if I'm going to be honest with you, when I was speaking to you, I remember me and you were speaking, and then all of a sudden I was like, because you know, there's been a lot of conversations I can dominate and whatnot, and I was speaking to you, and I said, you know what? You stuck out to me straight away because I realized I couldn't really get around you. You're hardcore, but I respect you for that, and I love having people like that around me. Because unless I have strong people like that around me, how am I ever going to improve if I'm speaking with
I
ourselves?
wouldn't call
If I,
myself hardcore.
come on, man, come on, you don't listen. The pit bull is yeah, yes, pit bull is exactly what I would say. That whole not letting go and having, you know, but you're genuine with it. It's like if someone brings something which is like, okay, you don't deny what the truth. You don't deny the truth, and that gives you more authenticity. So you know, big you up. You know, big up Paleo as well.
Well,
But
you know, now the thing is I have the advantage of age. You know,
exactly,
I'm over 55, so you know,
exactly,
I've seen a couple things.
yeah.
I've literally seen people be 100% right and still lose.
There you go.
So, you know,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I've seen that as well. Yeah, yeah.
and not only have I seen it, you know, once or twice, I've
A
been it.
few times.
So
Yes.
you actually really, you know, the older you get, the more you think about these things.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm so much a pit bull. It's like I think people just need to be more open minded. And you
Let me
know,
tell you what it is. Just to add to your point, yeah. The when I kind of discovered, because it's kind of like when you're in your 20s, you think you know everything, and when you get to your 30s, you realize you didn't know a single thing. So it's like when I started to see them things, I just realized, you know something? I need to calm myself down. I need to
yeah.
literally calm myself down and just, stop thinking that I
Well,
know everything because
I'm
it's
gonna
going to be a
tell you
big surprise. Yeah.
what will really change you. And you know, I
Yeah.
didn't get married till I was 39.
Oh,
What's
wow.
gonna
Yeah.
really change you if you know, I would think a family man at 32 knows
Yeah.
more than a 42-year-old single guy, at least about
That's a fact. That's a
something.
fact. That's a
Because
fact.
you know, once you have kids,
Yeah.
you will have to bite your tongue,
Yeah.
and you will have to actually use your brain. You
Stan,
know,
it changed my
to
whole brain.
Yeah,
It changed
you're not wrong.
everything with my
exactly.
outlook on life. It was like this, my outlook changed.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep.
It just, I looked at things different and I said, what was I doing before that? Before that,
Yep.
it was like motorbikes, clothes, and this, like this. And now it's a whole different world, you
Well,
know?
I have to return the compliment. I know a good person when I talk to him. You care,
Big up, Stan, man.
and
Yeah,
you
of course.
do. You think your way through it, and it's apparent. I noticed.
You gotta
So
try. You gotta
big up
try.
to
I
you.
think
Big up to
I
you.
gotta try. Big up yourself. And Gold as well. We're actually doing our little ending
Exactly.
thing, but big you up for being here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just dropped in. I heard just as I dropped in, man. I just literally heard he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna split."
Yeah,
I don't know what you think. I'm splitting.
I got like 4% as well. I don't know if we're gonna see in it. Someone like Schiffer will come and he'll be able to take over. But I doubt. Was there anything on your mind, God? Anything you want to say before we obviously
Not much.
keep
I
moving?
mean, look, I was just saying, like, there's been a lot happening in the media lately.
Yeah.
And what people thought of certain situations that's been transpiring. Do you believe that there's some sort of like a virtual signal from women? Is that becoming very toxic to levels that has to be addressed or should be spoken about? Or
definitely.
Or,
That's
I mean,
why did you have to go there?
Yeah,
that's powerful. But I can't. We're gonna. That's gonna have to be a topic by itself. Definitely, there is a lot of that going on. Yes.
And you know what would be interesting, because there's going to be one or just something, a lady who's going to be thinking, you know what, I've got to say something about this. And it's no shocks to anybody.
There will be
with the topic of choice. There, it's just, I think everybody's talking about it right now, isn't it? So I think,
I'm just gonna say one thing.
One more thing.
Yeah, go on.
One more thing. Sorry, just one more thing. Another thing that was quite pertinent. Yeah. The one other thing that's quite pertinent is, I feel like God and religion, and like literally religion, is just a way of saying we are the new order. We don't we've overthrown the old order,
Yes.
The old way, the old world, and basically we're gonna tell you about it, and if you shrug it off and you say you don't want to know about it, or you don't, it's like, I don't think it's such a bad thing in the eyes of theists. If someone's like, I'm not really into your religion, but when you're doing something, like you're not going to say, I don't like what you're doing as a Christian or a Muslim, but if you're doing something that is in your religion that's not hurting no one else, they're going to tell you what you're doing is wrong. Does that make sense? So
of course.
Why? It's like, isn't that something like that? I don't know, man. It's just something that I feel like is a blatant attack against African people, because obviously African people that were their spiritual systems.
Yes.
And it's like, we can't say it's because they feel like they had a better way. I just feel like can I not point the finger and say, well, that's a direct attack on the old African system?
Yeah.
Like, and if you're trying to demonize it, if you're saying your way is better, that's one thing. But if you're demonizing it, obviously it's clearly a bias. I think, and as human and as modern day, I don't want to say contemporary people.
You know what? Just to say, I think you make a fair point there, and I think that's something which I would definitely put forward to other people and see what their opinion is, because there's no way to deny, if you're claiming this, then this has to be an attack at the same time. It has to.
And you know why I say that?
Both of them can't be individual.
I reckon you Christians are cozying up with, and obviously if they're black, it helps, and they're cozying up with the powers that be, because obviously clearly they're Christian as well. And I feel like it's like a cop out, even though there's clear signs to prove that you are more. You should gravitate more to your African ancestors as opposed to religion that you're not quite certain of, even if it is real.
Yes.
And I'm just thinking, how would you say that's mental illness? Because if you can physically see that
you're, it's a mad thing.
And I don't want to call it mental illness, but I feel like it's a cop out, and I feel like indirectly you're almost like condoning death, murder, and demonization of our ancestors. That's what I want to leave it at that. Sorry, I know it was a long one, but I feel like they're perpetuating the demonization of their own ancestors, and I haven't seen it, brother. I'm not going to let it go unnoticed, and I'm sure everybody's noticed it, but because it's been going on for so long, people numb to it, innit? But because I'm I'm back in touch with spirituality, I'm starting to notice it more.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, this sounds like dueling phone batteries.
Yeah.
Who's gonna run out first?
You know what? I'm gonna be totally honest with you. That is such a fair point because I'm looking and it's like 3%, and I'd rather just leave it in like a nice way than it just cuts. So I'll say, bye to everyone. Big you lot all up. It's the panelists that are the stars. Remember that. Yeah, don't matter about any channel or anything. It's the panelists that are stars. Not a single show is anything except for panelists. I've been a panelist on so many shows. I've been unappreciated so many times, yeah, by bullshit channel owners. It's the panelists that are the stars. Yeah, I will never ever forget that. Yeah, any revenue, anything that's ever accumulated, hold me accountable, will go to the panelists because you are the stars. So I'll leave it on obviously that note, and we'll catch up. The show's always going to be there.
Definitely.
Big up.
Peace, guys. I missed it. Obviously, I came late to the point, but peace, guys. Yeah. Nice one.
No, big up regardless. All right, I'll put the timer on, and then boom, we're out. Yeah, cool, guys.